Do you know how the languages we speak today began? It all started with the pride of men who tried to build a tower to the heavens. Once upon a time, after the great flood, Noah and his family left the ark and started a new life on earth. They had sons and daughters, and all the people on earth were their descendants. And guess what? All of them spoke the same language. Can you imagine how easy it was to get along back then? They all understood each other perfectly. No language barriers whatsoever. Now, these people started traveling around, exploring the world, and eventually they came across this really nice flat area called Shinar, and they decided to settle there. It was like the perfect place to build a home, as the people multiplied. They got together and said, "Hey, we're all related. We're all God's people. And you know what? We're all speaking the same language. This is great. Let's stick together and build an amazing city here, a city so great that it will last forever. And we'll build a huge tower that reaches up to the heavens. That way everyone will know that we're here. And when our descendants see the tower, they'll know that we built it." They thought this would make them famous and that their names would live on forever. But you know what? Their pride was getting out of control. They didn't remember that it was God who saved them from the great flood, and they weren't really showing much gratitude towards Him. Instead, they were just focused on themselves and their own glory. Meanwhile, God was watching everything that was going on. He saw the city and the tower the people were building, and He wasn't too happy about it. He was sad that they had forgotten about Him. So, He decided to pay them a visit. When God came down to earth, He heard them boasting, "If we build this tower, people will finally stop wandering around the earth. They'll settle down and live in peace." And God thought to Himself, if they're all in one place and speaking the same language, they can do pretty much whatever they want. I mean, they could even try to take over the whole earth. So God was like, maybe I should stop them before they finish the tower. And that's exactly what He did. God went to the people and confused their language so that they couldn't understand each other anymore, before they could even finish a sentence. They stopped understanding each other. Can you imagine the confusion? All the builders were like, "Hey, come help me over here." But their friends couldn't understand them. And they couldn't understand the builders either. The builders were so frustrated that they just dropped their tools. Then they started arguing with each other, and soon the whole city was in chaos. At that moment, everyone realized that they needed to work together to build the city and the tower. But because they couldn't understand each other, they couldn't work together, so the project was abandoned, and the people scattered across the earth once more. They never finished the tower, and it became a broken monument to their pride. But you know what? God didn't completely wipe out the memory of the people. Even though He confused their languages, He gave them something else, a new memory, a memory that would remind them of their sin. Every time someone looked at the tower, they would remember how their pride almost destroyed them. So my friends, don't ever forget that true greatness isn't about reaching heaven by our own strength. True greatness is about walking humbly with God. It's about acknowledging that we're only here because of His mercy. So let's learn from the mistakes of the past and walk in humility before God. And you know what? Even though the people failed to build the tower, God still has a plan to gather them again. In the Bible, it says that God will gather all the people in the last days, and they will speak the same language once more, but this time it will be different. They will worship Him together. So let us look forward to that day when all of us will be gathered together in one place, speaking the same language, praising God. Until then, let's keep moving forward, learning from the past and building a strong relationship with God. Because true greatness isn't about building towers that reach the heavens, but about building a life that honors God. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.